tray. Look how big this tray is. Oh my goodness, that is huge. I definitely think this would be a great coffee table tray.
So I was really excited about this tray and how big it was, so I decided to use ink by Waverly, and I'm going to come in and just do one coat. I'm going to be painting the outside edges because I'm going to put something down in the middle. The last time I was shopping at IKEA, I found this really awesome rug, and I'm gonna be using that as the base to my tray. So I'm gonna start by just cutting off all that fringe because I don't want to use that. Next, I'll cut off the edge wherever like the white thread is holding it in place. And then I'm simply going to measure how long I want it to be. I want it to fit perfectly into my tray. So I'll measure and cut. I'm gonna repeat those steps on the opposite side as well. Now to attach the rug, I'm just gonna simply use some hot glue and push it down in place. Now to cover up the frayed edges on the side, I went through and pulled off some pieces of yarn, and I'm simply going to hot glue those down just to create a border. Whenever you do this, make sure you don't add too much hot glue, otherwise you're gonna see the hot glue along the edge. So you just want a little bit of hot glue, and it finishes off the edges really nicely. And I love the way that this tray turned out. I think it looks so nice sitting out with some decor that I had around my house.
I love this little wood side table. This is going to make a great DIY project and a great little table. They have $15 on it, and I'm pretty sure it's solid wood because it's pretty heavy.
I was really excited to get this side table for $15, and I knew that I wanted to update it so it had more of a natural finish. Well, in order to do that, I had to get off all of the stain that was on there. So I grabbed my orbital sander, and I'm also going to be using 80 grit sandpaper to really get off that finish. This took me a while to do. I did take a couple of breaks. I think one of the hardest parts about sanding this piece was just the fact that there was a lot of ridges on the side. So I kind of had to move the sander until it worked the way I wanted it to. And I wanted all of the staining off there. So I really had to, work at it until I got it all done. Now, since I just stained this, I didn't want to put any stain on there that was going to change the color. So the stain I'm going to be using is called Natural, which basically it's just a sealer to put on your wood. So I took one of my foam brushes. I'm just going to do one coat of stain over the entire piece. Any excess stain, I'll come back in with a cloth and wipe it off. And for $15, I have a modern looking side table that's way more updated.
I always look at the clocks as well in the wood items, and they have several options today. I really like this one, and I have a great DIY option. So I'm gonna grab this one. It is $3.99. So this project is inspired by all of the concrete clocks that I've been seeing lately, and I wanted to create my own. So I'm just gonna start by unscrewing all of the components. I wasn't really sure, what I was getting into, but basically there was 3 layers of screws that I had to remove, but it was no big deal. I separated all the pieces, and I even unscrewed the glass that was in the front of the clock.
I'm also going to be removing the clock hands. Now to start this off, I'm going to be using Quikrete. I just have a tiny bit left, so I didn't need a lot for this project. So I'm gonna mix some Quikrete that you can buy at Home Depot, Lowe's, anywhere, with a little bit of water. You want this to be like a thick pudding consistency. Then I'm gonna start by just taking that Quikrete and I'm gonna put it directly onto the clock face. I'm gonna use a foam brush to spread the Quikrete around, and I'll just let that dry. With the outer portion of my clock, I'm going to paint it with 2 coats of ink by Waverly. Once the concrete had a chance to dry, I'm going to add the clock hands back on. Then I will put the outer portion on as well and screw that back in place. And here's a look at how this clock turned out. Hey guys, I'm Liz and you're watching my second DIY channel where I post daily DIY videos. You may be familiar with my main channel, Liz Fenwick DIY, but I'm glad that you found me over here on my second channel. Make sure that you're subscribed so you just get notified every day when I post our daily DIY video.